What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully everyone is doing well and having a great day so far. It is time now for the Tuesday weather update for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. You clicked onto a channel that does weather updates for the United States and sometimes weather headlines from around the world. Today we're going to talk about the ongoing lake effect snows. It has been just an absolute major storm across the Great Lakes, and it does continue in the areas that have been seeing these bands. We do have some breaking news that just came in yet again. A roadway in Pennsylvania has been shut down due to the lake effect snows, and of course we're going to talk about the 7 to 10 day forecast, which at the second half of that there is some much warmer weather coming to the east. I think that's going to make a lot of people happy, those who don't like winter. I know there's a lot of you out there that do like winter. Hey, I actually like winter, but nonetheless, a warm-up is coming in the east, and there are some changes coming for the west coast as well. Of course, that warm-up's going to come with a price. Alrighty, if you're new here, subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. The more people that hit that like button, the more this helps me in the YouTube algorithm. Let's try for 25 like button hits today. Of course, share this video with anyone you know. Hit the notification bell and leave your comments down below. Alrighty, our significant lake effect snow event continues, and it's kind of being reinforced now because there's a clipper system that's coming into the mix, and with that clipper system, yes, that is going to have some snows as well, and portions of the northeast that have not really seen the lake effect snow will see some snow from that tomorrow night into tomorrow morning. The Weather Prediction Center put this tweet out earlier, saying a significant lake effect snow event, which began late last week, this did begin last Friday, has produced snowfall totals in excess of 3 to 5 feet across portions of Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and New York. Just yesterday, there was a real nasty accident on Interstate, I believe it was Interstate 94 in Michigan. Several vehicles were involved. As we all know, over the weekend, I-90 in Pennsylvania did get shut down due to the snowfall. More on I-90 in just a moment. Look at some of these totals. In Ohio, Saybrook, Ohio, 61.2 inches of snow. I hope I say this correctly, and I apologize if I don't, in Otsego Lake, St. Pete, Michigan, 46.7 inches. McMillan, Michigan, 40 inches of snow. Girard, Pennsylvania, 59.3 inches of snow. In Copenhagen, New York, and Casterland, New York, 65.9 inches of snow. And you know what? There could be more snow yet to come because the clipper system is going to reinforce this. Alrighty, moving on now. I have to show you this in Pennsylvania. This is not good whatsoever. And in fact, this looks like it's becoming a two-way incident now. This is a look at a traffic camera on Interstate 90 in Pennsylvania around exit 16, just southwest of Erie. You can see here, there's an emergency vehicle. Yet again, I-90 is shut down. It says here, traffic camera, closest to the camera is traveling east, so that would mean north. So it looks like it's the southbound side that is shut down. We can actually click on this incident here. It says there's a disabled vehicle. It also says here, yeah, there's lane restriction, but clearly you can see in the traffic camera, everyone is being forced off of I-90 at this time. And look at that. The snow is just continuing to come down. The visibility is really poor. This has just been an incredible lake effect snow event. Sometimes we get lake effect snow events where one place like Buffalo or somewhere just gets hit hard. No, this is across the majority of the Great Lakes. This has been a significant event. Moving on to this from the Weather Protection Center. Key messages have been initiated for the upcoming winter storm. That's the clipper system, but in some cases, this will actually be a winter storm for some areas. I'm going to show you some modeling guidance that say places not too far away from I-95, north of New York City, could definitely see some accumulating snows now. And this is going to also feature some snow squalls as well. There was one snow squall warning just a little while ago across northeast Pennsylvania in the Poconos. That did trigger a snow squall warning, and that snow squall was pretty significant. I saw that on traffic cameras. Well, it quickly did reduce visibility, and lake effect snows will continue. There could be another 1 to 2 feet in some locations. Yep, you heard me correctly. Taking a look at the national satellite picture, and I want you to draw your attention to what is going on in the northern plains. That is that that next system that is dropping down. That is the Clipper system. You can see all is quiet in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, but it has been way colder than normal in those areas today. I mean, the cold air has really been impressive. Texas, we can see the cloud cover is increasing generally south of Dallas, and that's going to continue. Eventually, there will be some showers that break out there and in Louisiana. Taking a look at the wind flow map, we can see here all is quiet on this front for the west coast, but we can see ahead of that Clipper system, we can see there is a flow out of the south, and then look behind it. Look at these strong, impressive winds coming out of Canada. That's the reinforcing cold air that is going to be coming down tonight and through today, tomorrow, and into Thursday. Taking a look at radar, we can see here, look at this, the Lehigh Valley portion of Pennsylvania. Yeah, that's a pretty impressive snow squall that's getting ready to come through you. Just east of the north-south thruway, Interstate 87 in New York, you're seeing snow squalls. And take a look here, right where I showed you I-90 is shut down. We can see there is a heavy band of snow coming off of Lake Erie in that area, and I'll tell you what, I'm concerned about this band that's going over I-90 in New York. That could be causing problems as well, because that is impressive too. Taking a look across Texas, we see there are some showers around Houston, San Antonio, Corpus Christi. You're about to see some showers. Brownsville, Texas, maybe a little bit of heavier shower activity for you. That is going to continue through the night tonight. You saw the cloud picture there. Out on the West Coast, all is quiet at this time. We are watching this weekend. Oregon and Washington, you will see some rainfall this weekend. I don't think it's going to be a big snowmaker for the mountains. Freezing level is going to be pretty high with this particular event, but we'll keep an eye on that. Anyhow, let's refresh the hazards map, and we can see here. Let's zoom in here to Pennsylvania. There is a snow squall warning up for portions of the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania and western New Jersey. Really poor timing for that, because it is rush hour right now. And you know what? Real quickly, let's go back to that traffic map real quickly. Can we actually take a look at that snow squall? Let's see, can we? Now, it looks like it already came through where these cameras are, but I'm telling you, that is definitely an impressive snow squall. No, we cannot see it at this time. It has already come through this area. Alrighty, moving on now. Nothing to report from the Storm Prediction Center. And going back to the hazards map real quickly, we do have winter storm warnings up for portions of the Great Lakes and winter weather advisories in the Northeast. Winter storm watches are up across portions of the northern plains. Let's click on one. In Grand Forks in North Dakota, the Grand Forks National Weather Service does have up that winds could gust as high as 50 miles per hour, so that could make for blizzard-like conditions. It's not so much the amount of snowfall, it's the fact that visibility is going to be really poor and the winds are going to be really high. Taking a look at the Weather Prediction Center. Oh, look at this in the southeast. Yes, a lot of colors on the map, because precipitation amounts over the next 7 days are going to be higher. And as we head into this weekend, there's threats of precipitation, threats next week. Moisture is going to build, and some of that moisture will come up to the northeast. I'll show you that on the models in just a moment. First off, we have to take a look at the 18Z HER, because the big weather story right now is what is going to be going on in the northeast tomorrow night into Thursday. And before we get to that, you can see as I advance this, some heavier shower activity does come onto the Texas Gulf Coast, and there could be isolated amounts of 1 to 2 inches down in that area. I will show you here on the accumulation map. You can see localized pockets of 2 inches of rainfall do occur based on the HER model. Now look as we head into tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday afternoon. We can see here snow showers will break out across the northeast, and there could even be some periods of snow as we head into tomorrow night, as this system really gets good. This is really an impressive Clipper system. You can see 990 millibar low over Canada, and eventually that low will transfer over to Maine. You can see here, even Philadelphia, rain and snow showers tomorrow night, and across much of the northeast, that will pretty much continue in the first thing Thursday morning. There could even be some steady periods of snow now. Look at Maine. Look just northwest of Boston, along that I-93 corridor up there in New Hampshire, and even the I-89 corridor in Vermont. Yes, that is some steady snow showing up. So there could be localized areas that receive 2 to 4, maybe even 5 inches of snowfall up in that portion of New England. Then, as we head into Thursday morning, we really need to watch, and I'm going to zoom this in. We really need to watch the front itself. This is the front right here. And we can see there's some convective activity along that front. That could trigger a few snow squall warnings and a period of just a brief period of whiteout conditions in some area. Look right where the New York State Thruway is, the north-south Thruway. Yes, and you're seeing here, this is around 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. That is really heavy snowfall in a short period of time. It's not going to last long. It's going to just quickly come right through, and when that does, that could really drop visibility. Then things are going to get windy, and the temperatures in the northeast are pretty much actually going to drop throughout the day on Thursday. You can see here, look at this. As we go deeper into the day, the temperatures actually drop. Yes, we don't see that happen a lot, but it does happen from time to time. And look at the end of the HUR at 48 hours. You're seeing single digits in the northern plains, and you're also seeing on Thursday out in the west coast, places like Los Angeles, 60s, maybe near 70. In the northwest, temperatures in the 40s. And Florida, 70s will occur on Thursday, but eventually some of this cold air will make its way down to you as well. And let's go out even further with temperatures on the NAM, and we can see here as we head into Thursday, there comes that cold air. And watch what happens Thursday night. Yes, things really get cold. 20s in much of the northeast, single digits up there in Minnesota, which, if you're an ice fisherman in Minnesota, which is a popular sport, you do want to see this weather. And the northeast as well. I know there's a lot of people that like to go ice fishing. This is good weather for that, but unfortunately a warm-up is coming next week. As I advance this to the end of the run, we can see here Friday. Yeah, highs in many places on Friday just do not get above freezing in the Great Lakes and the Northeast, and even in the South. Look at northern Florida. Those are highs in the 40s. That's something you don't hear me say all that often. Alrighty, moving on now to the mid to near long range forecast, and we'll take a look at the European model. First off, as I advance this, you can see here, there comes that Clipper system over the northeast. And again, north and west of I-95, if you're, say, north of New York State, we'll even say northwest of the I-84 corridor in Connecticut on up through Massachusetts, you could see 2 to 4 inches of snow, locally 5 inches in the higher elevations. It is possible because this is going to be transferring its energy to a new low over Maine somewhere, and there'll be moisture with that, and you are seeing some rain over Boston. You could see a period of some light to moderate rain with this storm system, and there's that new low that forms over northern Maine, and then the cold air comes in, and it gets really cold in the east, but we do note here the majority of the west coast is quiet, with exceptions to Washington. We're going to be keeping an eye on that moisture as we head into the weekend. And take a look down in Texas. Here comes some heavier rain in time for the weekend, and you can see this is about Saturday evening into Sunday, and there is that next system on the west coast. By the time we head into Sunday, that does start to already go over the mountains. Washington, it'll be ending for you on Sunday, but watch what happens as this moisture gathers in the southeast. Look at this. It's starting to push northward. A ridge is building in the northeast as we head into Sunday evening and to Monday, and with that, temperatures are going to warm up, and yes, this is a rainy event all the way up into Michigan, New York State, even northern New England. It is mainly a rain event. You may eke out some snow up there in Maine as we head into Monday afternoon, and you do see some snow in Wisconsin, Minnesota, so there will be a snowy aspect, but there's a problem with this system. That system clears, but the boundary does not, so that disturbance sets up a boundary behind it. You can see here, and with that, no new trough comes in, no new cold air. The ridge remains, and along that boundary, another disturbance gets going. here it comes out of the mid-south, and with that, there is going to be the potential for some heavier rainfalls as we head into mid to late next week across much of the eastern United States. Take a look at this. All the way from Louisiana through Pennsylvania into New York State, you're seeing some moderate to heavy rainfalls showing up here, and yes, some places could see 1 to 2 inches of rain should this verify, and the Canadian model is also starting to pick up on this idea. Now you are seeing behind us, there is some colder air. It's not going to be long-lived. It's going to be very short-lived, and look what's happening on the Pacific Northwest. Another storm system is crashing into you. I think the second part of next week, as we head towards about the time frame of Wednesday and Thursday, could potentially be a stormy period for you. And watch what happens with that system. It crashes into that trough that is in the east, and with that, we get that zonal flow that has been advertised by the ensembles, and with that, I think there is going to be another warm-up in between cold spells in the east, and quite frankly, I'm not even all that impressed with what comes behind that front late next week. You can see here, a zonal flow sets up, so in other words, the air is going to be moving from west to east. We're not going to see big troughs diving down at the middle portion of this month. Let's take a look at the latest GEFS ensemble. This is the GFS ensemble. Now, here comes the cold air that moves into the northeast late this week. But look at this ridge in the west, and look at this energy down around Mexico. That energy over Mexico is something we'll have to watch as we head into next week. And here comes that ridge. It is kicking out the cold air in the east. Goodbye. Warmer than average temperatures, yes, they could happen. Places like Philadelphia, D.C. on south, you could have a day next week that hits 60 degrees. It would not surprise me. And we can see here, there is a weak trough behind that, but watch what happens as I advance this. Yeah, it pretty much just fizzles, and you see a zonal flow set up mid-month, and you can see here comes the Pacific air. It just pretty much tracks from the west coast straight on through to the east coast. So a warm-up is coming mid-month for much of the eastern United States, from Florida, Texas, Alabama, through the plains, even on up into Maine. And guess what? The Climate Prediction Center is now picking up on this. Here you go. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Warmer than average across much of the country. Near normal down around Texas. Well above average temperatures now expected for Alaska. And look at this. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Or excuse me, precipitation outlook now shows above average precipitation in the east. Yes, places like Philadelphia, New York City, Atlanta, Georgia could see some heavier precipitation. That's from that system that we're watching for next week. That could produce some locally heavy rainfalls. And guess what? That is something that is needed for many of these areas, so it will help with the drought, but it is a big change with the ground being so dry and the ground being frozen solid now because of the cold air in many places. It could lead to some runoff issues. Taking a look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, the majority of the country is above average temperatures, near normal down around Texas, and 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook shows above average precipitation in the northwest, which we do expect, and slightly above average in the east. There could be, in the long range, a few more systems that do pop up with that warm-up. Anytime you get a warm-up this time of year that's significant, it usually comes with the chance of rain, and, well, that's what's going to happen. Alrighty, folks, that does it for the Tuesday weather update. We'll have another weather update either tomorrow or on Thursday. Stay tuned for that. If you like this update, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you're new, hit that notification bell, and share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. I will see you all again next time. Until I see you again next time, have a fantastic Tuesday afternoon, and thanks for watching.